Hey, this is Steven from RC Engineering, and welcome to my Jumper V2, about a 3-month review and whether or not I would suggest buying it or not. So this, I'm not really going to be going in depth into the software and stuff. I'm just going to rattle off some points of why I think you guys should buy this controller for the, I think it was $85 or whatever I paid for it. I will have the link in the description of what I paid for it. I think it was like 80 bucks or something like that, if I could remember. I bought it online. That information I will take from my small intro video, my first look video, and put it in this video. So this is going to be my 11.25-minute video on whether or not I would recommend buying this or not, and the points to and against it, pros and cons of this controller. So this again is the Jumper V2, not the Jumper V2 Plus. So this has the LCD screen and just regular upgraded gimbals. It does not have the Hall effect gimbals, and it does not have the bigger OLED screen. Now, why did I go with the non-OLED screen? The reason being is that the screen, an OLED screen is very, very difficult to see in the sun, especially when it's not that powerful of a backlight. So that's why I went with this guy, and I went with regular gimbals. The regular gimbals are okay, and that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about later. So what I really like is that you could use any sort of 2S battery pack. I just have a 450 2S that I use on some of my brush drones. It's a Venom 30C 450 2S, or you put whatever you want in there. What I'm going to be putting in there is the battery tray, which is super sweet that it comes with it. I'm going to put some nickel metal hydrides in there, rechargeable, and put it in this guy. Also great upside is the case. Overall, the size is great. The cost of this controller is great. The color, I'm not too crazy about the color, but the build quality is really, really nice, except for a few things that I'm going to talk about. But the switches are nice. I like the switch locations. I haven't really used this guy much. This guy might be for gimbals on something when I'm flying around. This would be like my pitch, and then this would be like my yaw of my camera. So I'd be able to do like a gimbal with this or something like that. Other than that, everything's really good, nice build quality. This antenna is not really nice build quality. I did drop it out of my car one time before I had my quadcopter backpack, and I wasn't storing it in here, and it kind of knocked this guy the wrong way. So always carry it in this bag. Gimbals are nice. I like the feel. Great for thumbers. I'm a thumber, so I don't really know if it's going to be great for you for pinchers, but the size is absolutely amazing for portability and being able to store it. The screen is really nice, and I really like the software, and it's very, very easy to use, very, very easy to set up. So software 100% plus, very easy to set up, and plenty of options for you to set up whatever you want. Again, there is some complexity with that, and there is some getting used to on setting this up, compared to, for example, a Spectrum DX7 or a Tyrannus or a FlySky. It's going to be different, but it does feel very, very similar to a Spectrum radio as far as the setup. So that's really, really nice. I have all my models in here, and again, this is a multi-protocol transmitter, so you can pretty much bind to any sort of the regular protocols, not the high distance, different frequency protocols. But any of the 2.5 gigahertz or the 2.5 gigahertz bands, it could connect to any of those protocols, which is absolutely amazing. And also you could update it with USB, which I have not done yet, or even fly it with the PPM, or even over the USB be able to fly simulator, I believe. I have not tried it over USB. I have not tried the simulator yet, but I would like to do that so I could sell my other simulator controller as well as my DX7. So battery life is amazing, and it does say up here in plain English your voltage in your transmitter. So everything, I love everything about it. Build quality is nice. I don't really like how that battery moves in there, but I could store some foam inside. Other than that, everything is really nice. Now, some of the downsides, these gimbals, if you could hear that. You hear that little clicking sound? Not exactly sure where this mic is, but there's something in there that is not quite tight. You can hear it on the throttle stick, also the throttle and the yaw stick. So there's something not quite right in here on the gimbals, but it doesn't affect it. It's just kind of annoying when you're doing very, very delicate motions and you hear that sound. So when I'm flying around my quadcopter and all the guys at the field are not saying anything and I'm flying around like that with this guy, I hear that sound and it's slightly annoying. It's clearly some sort of spring or something inside rubbing up against something else, or the sound of it expanding or something. So there's something in there that I could probably go in and change it. Another thing is the tension on the throttle. I'm not a super big fan of. I could probably just go in there and change the how much the spring is bearing down. I mean, how much the grip is bearing down on this gimbal, and probably get that exactly how I want. And also, I have a whole bunch of 3D printers. I might even do a new custom housing where I could like adjust that through this guy, or maybe put some holes in this guy and then cover it up where I could just stick a screwdriver in there and adjust it. But overall, I mean, the out-of-box experience is really, really good. I took it out of the box, super easy to bind. I bound it faster than my DX7, which is, you know, pretty competitive to beat being able to bind it faster than DX7. But I was able to set it up. It does have a larger learning curve than the DX7 as far as setting up your software, as far as mapping your channels, because generally on pretty much anything that you do when you bind this guy to, for example, airplanes or quadcopters, your channels are going to be off. So you're going to have to adjust that. So you adjust it by changing your mapping. And once you figure out how to do that, it's pretty easy to get going. But it does take a while to do that. I was able to get it going without looking online. So I was able to figure it out within maybe an hour or 45 minutes. I was able to figure out how to get it working without the internet. So I guess there is that as far as being able to use it. So, and the reason why is I found that it has so many more capabilities than the DX7 packed in such a smaller place. One page of the mapping page, I'll show you. I don't really want to show you. I don't want to go too deep into the software. But one page, you could pretty much do everything out of that one page. As this guy, it's very compact as far as the pages you have access to, but on each page it has the maximum amount of utility that you need in order to get what you need done. So out of one page, you could change your expo, you could change the linearity, you could change the channel mapping, you could reverse the channels, you could do all that stuff out of one page, right? While on the DX7 you would need multiple pages in order to do that. So this guy is it's just got super great software. I'm really looking forward to putting an R9M or a Crossfire in here. I'm thinking more R9M, and run 2 watts and do this and use this guy for long distance, as it has plenty of channels to do everything I want. It has this guy for my camera roll for planes, camera pitch, and then camera yaw for like a gimbal, for like a 2-axis gimbal. So there's one and there's the other. Super crazy. I'm super looking forward to doing that, and this guy is just what I need to be doing that. I have the opportunity to do that on this guy with this layout. And then this guy for bind and mode, this guy for arm, and this guy for modes. So I would highly recommend buying this controller. It does have a few things on it that does make it feel cheap, which it is pretty cheap relative to a lot of other controllers. I think my DX7 we paid like $250, $300 for, while this one could bind to pretty much anything, and bought it for 90 bucks. Fits in my backpack, in this, as you saw in my review, fits in the same pocket with my goggles. Fits in a small day pack, and I could pretty much fly anything. I have everything bounded to this guy already. It's just an amazing controller. There are a few things that I just been lazy about that I could customize to make this controller perfect. And those things are to loosen this guy up, and also to find out what's going on with that spring. But this guy is definitely here to stay, and I believe I am going to be going to this controller full time here, and I'm going to be selling the rest of my controllers, and then using this guy for my simulator, for my planes and my quadcopters, and my possible long distance planes and long distance quadcopters. So I'm going to be using this guy for everything. I highly suggest you buying it, especially at that price, that crazy deal that I found. And I definitely suggest you buying this version than the LED. I'll watch more videos on the one with the V2 Plus. That guy, as you can see on a lot of videos, you can't see the screen in daylight, and the Hall effects sometimes have some problems. Other than that, this guy's perfect for the price, and that deal was amazing. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this review. I highly suggest you guys buy it. I will have the link for this guy for the deal I bought it for in the description, and I will see you guys in my next review, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. Peace.